What's going on, guys? So today, this is the duck pen. Need a little bit of tweaking. I made a couple mistakes. It happens. So I'll show you how I fixed it and how we're going to get around it. So let's get into this. All right, so the first mistake I made was corner post. Really need to be like a solid pole, 4x4, something like that, that's concreted in, because this takes a lot of pressure. Didn't really realize it until after the fact. Here's where I made a mistake, and here's how we're going to fix it. So got the bottom really tight, and the reason why this top is loose is because, well, this can bend. And whenever it bends up there, it makes this loose. The bottom's super tight. So here's how my brother showed me how to do this. I have another video where I'm calling him out. If you haven't seen 2.5 Acres, go check him out, tell him I sent you. Alright, so the way he showed me was you get your fence to go past the post that you're going to be tying it to by a couple of squares. You cut off these, so you snip and snip, snip and snip. That'll leave these wires, so you can wrap it around, and you wrap one on top, goes around, and so if you went on top this way, you go underneath this way, and then that's how you wrap it up. So once you have it wrapped up, I put this on there so it kind of keeps them together, so it's not pulling the gate apart, whatever. And the way I did my fence stretcher was, had a piece of wood on that side, piece of wood on this side, and I just screwed them together. Put a bunch of screws in there, and I wrapped a chain around it and pulled it tight. On a fence that's this little, that worked out great. I don't need a whole lot of pressure, and I actually used the zero turn mower to put the tension on it. Here's kind of how I did this. It goes in front of that this way. And so with these, the tension for your animals or kids or whatever you're trying to lock up, these little nubs need to be on the inside, so the fence is pushing out this way. So what happened is, whenever I was stretching this, we're pulling it this way, and I was concerned about this post and that middle post, about it not getting caught on those little nubs. And my wife was like, oh, the other one's bending. I'm like, oh, it'll be fine. Yeah, I should have listened to the wife. Because what happened is, whenever I was pulling, it was actually pulling this way. It was leaning a good probably foot or so. So the way I came up with somewhat of a solution is at the bottom of the fence, I measured on the inside of the T-post at the very bottom. From there to the very bottom of the T-post at the same place on that side, I cut this piece of wood, that same measurement, and then I put a couple notches in there. That way, from there to there is the exact same distance apart as it is from there to there. Now, since we did that, it made this a little bit loose, which also made this a little bit loose. But again, you can see at the bottom, that's pretty tight. So I kind of like how this looks anyways. And this is actually from the house fire. If you can see the burnt wood. If y'all hadn't seen the house fire video, you can look through the Too Late I Won archives for that. A couple series on that. But this is just kind of proof of concept, just to make sure it worked. I think it's going to work. Went out and bought some 2x3s. These were like $2 and some odd cents. These were $1.98 each. Versus using a regular 2x4, which is like $3.14 or something like that. Plus it's less weight on top, and it's going to serve our purpose just fine. Alright, so again, we're going to put that on the inside lip of there. I'm going to measure this down. Dang it, it keeps moving. Okay, so we're going to say that this is 81 inches, right? And then you can kind of see this one, about 78 3/4 ish, and not 81. So what we'll do is we'll cut this to be 81 inches. And what that will do is that will push this fence post out and make that tighter. Hang on a minute, and I'm going to go ahead and do this one with the proper post, just in case I mess up on measurement or something like that. Anyways, I'll have the exact measurement that I want from there to there. So give me a second and we'll get that taken care of. See how horrible that is? We're gonna put a new blade on there. See how well that does. I knew it was getting old. So I'm gonna be trying this one out. This is a $25 blade. You can see everything that it cuts. It's supposed to be able to cut some metal and that kind of stuff, which I don't intend on cutting metal, but if there is a nail that's going through it, it shouldn't bother it too much. The other blade that I had is the factory one on the DeWalt, and I've had it for 5 years, something like that. I don't use it every day, but I do use it quite a bit. So we're gonna give this one a shot, see how well it works. Again, it is a $25 blade, but again, since I don't go through these blades that often, it might be worth it. We'll give it a shot and see how well it does. And again, just to show you the difference. I mean, that's that's beat up pretty good. It's missing a carbon tooth there. It's missing 2 carbon teeth, 3 carbon teeth there. So it's been beat up. Excited to use this. Alright, so I'm going to cut a slice in here so it will fit in that T part. And the way I'm doing this is I'm just going to, whatever this distance is from the outside of this to where that teeth is, my finger's not on trigger, by the way. That's how far in I'm going to do, so I'm going to do the same thing on both sides. So this does have a rounded corner, so I want that to be on the outside. Show you how far that's bent over. You can probably see that there. So again, that's where I knew I kind of screwed up. I am putting this 4x4 here just in case something happens. I don't want to break that window. I'd be in a lot of trouble. All right, just gonna put that notch in. Kind of shows you how much we have to go. Good 4.5 inches. See, that's a lot tighter. Not all that tight, but they're ducks. So, all right, let's go ahead and measure this down. Do another one real quick. All right, so that one's 81 inches from the bottom of the doing this, be very careful. Wear eye protection. If you need a mask, wear a mask. You should definitely get something more sturdy than this. But I just want to show you guys, so I will be doing the rest of this with goggles on, with the mask on, and probably behind you there's a good stand behind that, good sturdy stand. So again, just wanted to show you the process. So go ahead and stab this in. Let's get 2.5 inches out. Probably just missed out on the money shot. Very well. All right, so I had to notch this a little bit more on this side because of this post, and again, that was twisted, so it wasn't going in there very well. But yeah, so that's what it's going to look like. So now those are completely square, and you see how much tighter that is. And looks pretty nice. Like a little handrail. So, these are not treated. We are going to do a redneck treatment to make these waterproof. I'm going to finish getting the rest of these done. It'll probably be tonight because it is like 90 degrees out here right now. So I'll finish this up and I'll show you how I did the redneck treatment of the waterproofing. And hint, if you look at one of my old videos on how I turned a trailer into a dump trailer, no, that's not it. I don't remember the name of it. But anyways, I did some redneck waterproofing on that too. So that's kind of a hint how we're going to do the same thing on this. All right, guys, appreciate it. Oh, and if you guys have another way to do this, make sure you comment. Let me know how y'all handle this. Obviously, again, we need an actual corner post. I screwed up, whatever. But I think this is a good way to fix it for $1.78 for under $2.